Hello everyone! Today we're going to be doing something a bit different than the channel is generally all about, just because I got these. These are Petit Block. It's sort of a Japanese Lego, if you will. What I figured I would do is go through these and sort of give you an idea of what they're all about. Now both of these are about the E5 Shinkansen. This is the one that I believe goes up by Hokkaido and whatnot. I got it because I enjoy the colour. It's teal and pink with a bit of white. So let's crack these open and see what we've got inside. And of course, not that I actually have any sort of sponsorship deal yet, but we're just going to say for the time being, these guys are the sponsor because god damn I love this tea. When you go about and get one of these and crack it open, you get a bag of parts and you get a manual. The manual is actually quite nice. It outlines all the blocks that you need, which layers go where, sort of more or less tells you how to align them, what parts go with what, and generally it's just a very simple thing. Plus, as you'll see there's some variation. So if you wish, you can swap out different parts so that you can have the front of it connect with another car. And on the back, as you can see, we've got the complete views for depending on how you set it up, as well as the final bit of instructions. Is the instructions for the car that we're going to be building. As you can see, same sort of idea, very easy to follow instructions. And as you can see, we have a bit of a variation here on the roof. Alright, here's all your parts. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to lay these out based on that original chart you saw at the top of the manual of how to build it. Alrighty, so I'm already noticing there's quite a few spare parts, which is probably going to be useful because I feel like at this scale, probably going to drop one or two. So let us begin now. I will have instructions in the bottom part of the screen so you can sort of kind of follow along. I will say simply handling the parts, they are actually fairly high quality. What you would expect to see from a major manufacturer like Lego. Some of the parts are a bit strange, like for example, this bit, you can see it's sort of just a slot, which is interesting because it means there's different ways you could fit parts onto it. For example, you can basically just slide parts wherever you need it, which I'm sure is very interesting for building. I'm not sure how much that mechanic is actually going to be used in this build though. Alright, and here we are. We have completed the, what's actually the rear. You can see there's no yellow right there, there's a black right there. And I used the ball right there instead of the other coupling connection, this guy. Because this is going to be the rear one. The Shinkansens have different lights and whatnot on either end, showing more or less which direction they go. Obviously they are reversible, but because this isn't electronic, I can't just turn on a light. So we use blocks inside of that. And the other one's going to be yellow, as you'll see later. And aside from my numerous mistakes, you see there's actually a fair few spare parts here. And now we're going to do it all over again. Alright, so here we are with all 4 cars built. You can see we have 2 engines, one with the yellow, one without, and we have 2 cars, one with the top bits and one without. This is more or less accurate to the actual E3 train, where you have the front, a normal car, a power car, and then a few more power cars, but I didn't get more cars, and then an engine. So this is more or less the minimum you can get while still being somewhat accurate. The quality of the finished model is actually not bad. You can see here everything's fully articulated. Not that you'd ever want to do that at 200 miles an hour, but you can. There are a few gaps in the bottom there, as you can see on the engines. The sides are good. It looks fairly decent. Everything fit together nicely. For what you pay for this at Daiso, $6. This is not bad. It's a fair amount of fun. Building all 4 of these took me about 2 hours, I would say. And the best part is if you happen to be into building more with this sort of palette, you can. All of those are spare parts. I don't know why there's so many. Maybe they just have an excess, maybe these kits are specifically designed like this, I don't know. But there's easily enough here to build another car, pretty much, if you wanted to. It is great fun, it's a good way to kill about 2 hours or so. I would highly recommend it, especially given the price, fairly cheap.